Yes, lads, what is going on? It is time for season number 2 with Tottenham Hotspur. And I want to kick off this episode with another massive thank you to you boys, because you've absolutely smashed it again. There are so many hashtag Ask Yorkies and just so many comments and so much talk going on in the comment section over the save, and I absolutely love it. So keep that up. Honestly, I really do appreciate it. You've been smashing the series. Now, I did do a poll on the channel, and the poll came back that you guys would prefer Monday, Friday, which is my upload days, and longer videos. So I'm going to play more of the season and get more out for you in a video instead of pushing myself to try and get the third video out. I actually think this will work out for the best, and I prefer to sit down and have fat recording session. And this is going to be a fat one because we are going to do the entirety of this summer transfer window in this episode. Now, the first thing I want to say when it comes to suggestions is realism isn't going out of the window, but real life realism is now out of the window. We've done this season. We are beyond the point of real life. And now I will judge the realism of basing it around players, really, upon 1, our success and what we've done and what we've achieved, and 2, their success at the club that they're at and what they've done and what they've achieved. If all of a sudden there's a player that was, I don't know, a beast for Barcelona, but now he's not playing for them, well, he's up for grabs. If he's playing for somebody else now, he's up for grabs. So I just want to get that in there straight away. We do strive for realism on the channel because I like it to some degree, but now this is our game world. This is not real life. This is our game world, and we will judge realism by what's happening in the game world. Now, I want to start this episode at the very end of this first season because we've really started to develop a philosophy here at the club. And that philosophy, obviously, is in younger players. And this is, without any doubt or any stretch of the imagination, it's a rebuild. And that's exactly what this is. Now, we got Champions League after that first season, which is great. We should pat ourselves on the back. But my biggest issue and the biggest task I have to solve now with this team is we were abysmal in Europe. I mean, there was nothing positive really to say about Tottenham's campaign back in European football in the Europa League. There wasn't. So this is something that when we build a team for this year, I'm accepting that we're young. So that's probably why we're going to have some inconsistencies. But it is my job with Champions League football to try and improve those performances and not be as bad in Europe as we was last year. Now, with all that said, that's it for season 1. Let's get ourselves to season number 2, boys. Let's see this cashola. We need to see it. Let's put some people on the list and let's start making moves and improving this Tottenham team. Oh! I'm excited. All right, that is what I am talking about. Mr. Daniel Levy. He believes in the process. He believes in the project. He's backing us £181 million for us to spend, and we ain't even sold anyone yet. But I have been listing people. There's more people to list, people who come back from loan. But I have been taking stock, and I have started listing people. Now, some of these are going to be a little bit of a shocker, because, well, there's only 2 on the transfer list, and we knew about Richarlison, unhappy at the club. We aren't giving him the game time that he deserves nor wants, and we might use him as a bargaining chip in a different transfer, but Basuma is being listed. I had to get rid of one of the CDM, and now in one of the hashtag Ask Yorkies, someone did ask, why is Sarr a bench player? He's too good to be a bench player. You should be playing him. He played 39 games last season. You know, he's extremely young and he is part of the future. And Basuma going is showing that he's part of the future, but he played 39 games. So let's calm down. He got the game time that he needed and he's happy at the club. Now, we were always going to have to use loans. Carey is already leaving. He's going to Luton. I think that's a great deal for him. They're still in the championship. He'll be leaving the club. Dorgu, we're going to find a loan for him. And Dragusin, to be honest with you, his loan is just to see he can go out and let's see if he improves. But I'll be honest with you, I'm at a point with Dragusin that I didn't particularly enjoy using him. He was error prone. He made mistakes last season. And as far as I'm aware, that's 1 foot out of the door for me. Now, when it comes to other players in the team, everyone has returned from their loan now. I can start assess and figure out what we need. We need a backup goalkeeper. Unless we think Austin at 26 could do that, but he can. So we need a backup goalkeeper, that is for sure. We are fine at left back. We know we need centre-back help. Dorrington, for me, just isn't good enough in the game, which is a shame. And Ashley Phillips, I want to be good enough, but we can't give him enough game time. So I'm going to add him to the loan list for 1 more season. Pedro Porro, I'm on the edge, but he is a very good player. But I wasn't happy with him at the end of the season. Vanderson came in, he started. Aber is another one who's going to have to go on the transfer list. Højbjerg will go on the transfer list with Basuma. Matthew Craig is another one who will go on the transfer list as well. We're cleaning out the dead wood right now. Jan Minnes, you'll have seen, is on the loan list. Let's get Brian Hill on the transfer list. Manar Solomon on the transfer list. I'm not sure about what I'm going to do with Bergvall yet. Time will tell with that one. And then obviously we have the nagging question of what the hell do we do with Cam? Maddison just shined at the end of last season, so he'll be going nowhere. Maybe I got it wrong, and I really do like Angel Gomez. I think he's the future in that position, and I'm not sure I'm going to two Cams. And then we got Kulusevski, and it's Kulusevski, and I love Kulishevsky as we call him, chefing up in the kitchen, but I just don't know if I've got the game time for him. And he can't play on the right-hand side. We tried a slower person on the right-hand side, that being Orsolini. And I'm openly admitting the Orsolini project did not work. Orsolini is transfer listed, boys. Brennan Johnson is going to be getting those minutes out on the right wing. I will guarantee you that. Now, you guys really want me to use Jamie Donnelly? I might try and blood him in this season. I will figure out as we go forward if I'm going to blood him in or loan him again, just so he gets better. Because if he's here and he's not playing, he won't improve and it'll ruin his potential. Alfie Devine does have showing great potential as well, so he's definitely going to get another loan. Now, when it comes to players that we want to bring in, there is going to be a certain type, but it might have changed now with that budget because Daniel Levy has really backed us this season. But there is a type, but I have been going through, I have been taking in all your suggestions. A lot of these are hashtag Ask Yorkies. I'm not going to lie to you. I would maybe ask questions in the hashtag Ask Yorkie, not suggestions, because if you put player suggestions, I'm still going to look for them. I think because there is that many, I'm just going to highlight the hashtag Ask Yorkies if it's a player we go for. I think that's the best way for us to go about this, if I'm honest. But you'll see already with an extensive list, there are so many players on this damn list that you guys have suggested that I want. I've added a few myself, but there are just so many players that have been suggested. Luka Modric is a free agent. How do I not do this? Our first dealing is going to be to sit down with Luka Modric. This is it, off the cuff. This wasn't planned. I wrote down a list of notes, and I got a bunch of players that we were going to go for. But Luka Modric wasn't one of them, boys. But he's free. He got to come back to Tottenham. He's got to finish his career playing in the white of Tottenham. Now, he's an 85 overall, which is making me think he'll want important. I would have preferred to give him... Wow, he wants crucial. I wish that system wasn't based. I wish he took into account the fact... Because he's based right on his overall. I wish they took into account the fact that he's 39. We're trying to sign a 39-year-old. He's going to need some protection in the midfield. But nonetheless, regardless of how much protection he might need in the midfield, you do not turn down free agent Luka Modric. This is a huge return to Tottenham Hotspur for him, and I think he'll still do a job. He'll do the playmaker job with a box-to-box next to him, or a holding midfielder next to him. And I think that's going to be a role that works perfectly for him. He's still got it at 39, boys. He really does. Let me know if you want a different number for him as well. But our first signing of this season is going to be Luka Modric. And he's one that's been requested a lot. Now, before I was rudely interrupted by free agent Luka Modric, we're going to keep going through the players that we have on the list. And there's a lot of them. And I am excited. I absolutely love this time period in the game. Now, we did put a poll up about Eze. Eze has been recommended a lot. But then when I get comments in terms of feedback, a lot of people think we shouldn't go for Eze. Now, I am inclined to agree. I have no intention of moving to two cams at this stage right now. I think tactically I'm happy with where we're at. And although Eze is brilliant, I'm not sure I value him as a left winger with his pace only being 79. So I actually think we're going to say the Eze deal might be dead in the water. But, you know, that can change. But, yeah, so there are a lot of players on this list. We know we need another striker as well. And we have plenty of suggestions here now for us to go for. And I'm just going to enjoy this. Let's get forward. Let's start simming. And let's start seeing what happens in the simulation as we get players out and we bring players in. Now, one player we did have to bring in, though, without a shadow of a doubt, was Vucevic. I said he would do. He signed for them in real life. We have one centre-back through the door. This one cost about 2 million and definitely gives us a centre-back for the future. Now, it's not going to take long before we start getting some bids in. Richarlison, obviously, a player we want bids for. Dorgu, I'm just going to delegate the loan. I would prefer him not to go to, I think it's Leganes in Spain, but I don't know. Maybe he'll do well there. Now, what we got? We got 28.8 million from Aston Villa. And they missed out on Champions League football, by the way. And then we've got Feyenoord. I'm going to reject both of them. I want Richarlison to go somewhere with Champions League football and a pretty big club, to be fair, as well to him. Kind of feel like that's what he deserves. Now, Bournemouth want Dragusin. Absolutely A-okay with that one. Dorgu will get that loan done. Now we have Manchester City coming in. Now, they had a really underperforming season, did Manchester City, and they're probably going to be looking to improve. But with Erling Haaland in the team, would Richarlison get the football? I'm gonna turn that one down as well. I love this deal, though, for young men. It's to Rangers. I actually think that's a really good deal for him. And then we get a bid from Barcelona for Hato, and they're chucking in Eric Garcia, which I ain't completely against. But I just think it's too early in Hato's career for us to start offloading him to Barcelona. It doesn't make sense. It has to be a blockbuster deal for me to entertain that. Now, I'm actually going to reject the Victoria one. I want Min to go to Rangers. 15.9 million from Newcastle for Manuel Solomon. We're going to accept that. And Bentancur, Liverpool. No, thank you. Now, I'm just mulling over who could be our replacement for Orsolini. I'm doing it because right now, Johan Bakayoko is a player I'm really high on. And there is a bid in for him from Juve. So I need to make a decision on whether Bakayoko is the guy I want to go for. Now, he's young, so maybe he wouldn't be so prominent for PSV as well to be a starter. But he is good, man. Finesse shot, which we all know I love. Quick step, love it. Technical, love it. Flare and whipped pass. I really like Bakayoko. I've also been looking at Brian Mbeumo because why not? This guy is so good. I can't believe he's only 25. I'm also looking at Pulisic as well, who I can't believe is only 26 at AC Milan. Actually having a really good season in real life. You know what? Pulisic's a great player. His biggest problem is his injury. All three of these guys would be such valuable members of the team. But I can't help but think that Bakayoko may fit the philosophy. But would it take him more time to settle in at the club? Where Brian Mbeumo would be cheaper. And you would expect him to settle in a lot quicker. He's left-footed. And I haven't decided if I'm playing winger or if I'm playing inside forward. And I think we need to be crossing the ball in. Now, Bakayoko is left-footed, but there's a 4-star weak foot. I don't know. Do I want a right-footed winger? I'm starting to rethink now, but most wingers that we're looking at aren't right-footed wingers because we want to cut in and overlap, which hasn't changed. And if Orsolini had scored goals, we'd have actually been fine with him. I think I'm going to go in for Bakayoko. I'm going to rival this bid against Juve, and I think we'd stand a good chance. I think Juve are putting 40 million. Can I just do the same? Just chuck 40 million at him and he'll say yeah. Do you know what? I'm going to outbid them. I'm going to go 42 and a bit. 42 and a bit. Let's see if this... Oh, this works perfectly. They're looking to sign Brian Hill. He'd be at PSV, Champions League football. This would actually be a really good deal for Brian Hill. I like this. 25 million plus Brian Hill. Could I bring the transfer fee down a little bit? Like 21 million. And Brian Hill, because Brian's got a decent value to him, right? They want 6% sell-on. Makes sense for PSV to want that. We're going to accept this, and Bakayoko is going to be the first marquee signing of this window by the looks of it. Now, let's not forget, I have mucked up these negotiations before, but the fact that this man wants rotation... Thank you, Bakayoko. I cannot believe he wants rotation. That in my book was just a super smooth deal to get done. He's going to sign for 4 years and he's going to be a happy chappy. I can tell you that. I didn't even want a huge wage. The fact that he chose rotation is huge. It kind of feels like we saved money on this one because we've only paid 21 million and we've got Brian Hill off the books who was earning more per week than Bakayoko was. So this just seems like a win-win and we outbeat Juve for a good talent. Now, that isn't really what I expected to do. My plan was Orsolini would leave and then I would sign the right winger. But with the situation being that Bakayoko was going to be snapped up, I just felt like he was too good to be true. and we had to get that deal done. So we have Bakayoko and Brennan Johnson for the right-hand side this season. That is an exciting set of right wingers, if you ask me. Now, when it comes to strikers, though, we did have an Ask Yorkie, and it was when Richarlison leaves, when we sell him, and Velez comes back, will we use him as the backup to Dominic Solanke? Will we give him the opportunity to play up top? And I am so on the fence. You're going to see how I spiral in this video, but I'm so on the fence right now on whether Velez is going to be good enough to do that. Because again, we have Champions League football this season, so him being good is important. Now, his pace isn't the greatest, but his shooting isn't bad. This guy is a finisher, and he's a good dribbler of the ball, and he's pretty strong. So I actually think he suits, mine is a little bit less pace, obviously. He actually suits a similar mold of Dominic Solanke. So I think we're going to give him the chance, but we're going to keep training him as advanced forward. Let's get that shooting improvement and the sprint speed. But yeah, I hear you on Velez. Maybe this time around we give him the opportunity. Now, I should also mention that someone said check the teams that went down. This was another Ask Yorkie. Should be on the screen. And I loved it. Check the teams that got relegated. It was Southampton, it was Leicester, it was Ipswich. It was all the teams that came up. And I have now added to the list a bunch of players. I mean, Taylor Howard-Bellis. I am so close to signing him. I'm so close to making my decision already on centre-back and it being Taylor Howard-Bellis. I'm telling you that now. But I have gone and added a bunch of these players, right, from the teams that have gone down. And now a couple of standouts are Jack Clark and Amari Hutchinson for wingers from Ipswich. Obviously, Southampton had the centre-backs. But I have to be honest with you, from Leicester, minus really Fatu, there wasn't really anyone there. But yeah, we have looked at championship teams. I know it's something that Tottenham have done in the past, and I'm not against doing it in this build either. You know what, as well? I just do not think that this news article thing will actually get old. I love looking at it and seeing what's being said. I mean, look at this. Plot thickens. We get given a red card by Ellis Shaw. You know what I mean? There is no need for it, but this is the big one, right? I just love this kind of thing. It's gives you so much more immersion. A decent bid now coming in for Højbjerg, and we're going to accept it. I don't care if he goes to West Ham. I really don't care. But the Destiny Udogie one is really worrying me because, again, it's Barcelona, Champions League team. They're a big team. But the player that they're kind of offering me up here for man, I don't know how you'd say that, but he just doesn't really do it for me. So I'm going to reject it right now. We're going to have a strong stance on Destiny Udogie, but I am not against selling some of our best talent if the bigger teams come in. Højbjerg will accept West Ham in the end then. And that's a good move for us. That's, what, about 15 million going back into the bank for a player we didn't even have last year. He's part of the old guard. We're looking for the new guard now. And Højbjerg is not that man. Now, Reinders could be that man, though. I've looked at him too many times. I've looked at him too many times. He just has everything I would ever want from a central midfielder. He is ready-made. I need to see if AC Milan got Champions League football. I can't actually check unless they were in qualifying. I wish you could go back and see past damn seasons. Because if they weren't in Champions League football, he's snapping up Reinders straight away. Finally, some offers for Bissouma and Orsolini. And Bissouma's is fine, Leon. Going to accept that. But Orsolini's is bloody Liverpool. Oh, man, just give me a bid from someone like Modric. What did Liverpool want with Orsolini? Do you know what? Would I be bothered? I'm going to negotiate this one. I'm going to put a bit of a tax on it because it's going to Liverpool. But do I actually care that they sign Orsolini? A little bit, because he was my player. I really wanted him. But if they pay me 45 million and I stop plays me that, like, who am I to turn that down? Face is putting that. Do you know what? I'm going to walk away from that then. If you're not willing to pay the tax that we're going to put on top because you're a team in competition with us, then we don't care. He can stay for now. God, I wish teams would leave off a Destiny Udogie, but then you start laughing, right? Because it's Arsenal. Why are Arsenal coming in? Whoa. I know why they want Orsolini, Liverpool. Because Mohamed Salah has gone to PSG in this save, lads. Wow, he's on 180k a week. I'm sure he'd get paid more by PSG. I'm just putting that out there. Next up for Orsolini is Bournemouth. I am accepting this one. When you look at how he performed last season, he needs to go there and have performances in order to get the big bids, in my opinion. So we are going to accept that one. He will be staying in the league, which is, I don't know, it's not a shame because we can kind of see how he progresses. See how bad of a flop he is for Bournemouth. I've got 242 million. Is that how have I recouped those funds? I have 242 million. Is it because of profit from player transfers coming in? Wow, we've done 90 million in sold players so far. Can I see bought players? Apparently only... Oh, yeah, because Modric was free. Vucevic was like 2 million. And then it was a swap deal for Bakayoko. God, we are shrewd. Daniel Levy must have loved me. We are such a shrewd negotiator. He's going to be fuming when I spend 100 million on Reinders. Okay. So this may solve all my cam problems. But I'm finding it so hard to let go of Kulusevski, especially to Manchester City. We're going to go in there and we're going to negotiate this because they've offered way undervalue, in my opinion. And I'm going to go out there, I'm going to slap on quite a few extra millions. By that, I mean 20 extra millions. And then it would be hard to turn this down, right? If they were willing to pay this. It's a huge gap. It's absolutely fine. I still have no idea what the hell we're going to do with Cam. As I converted Angel Gomez to play centre mid, that could be something that we did, but I'm not sure that's what I want to do. He doesn't really have what I would want for my centre mid. How do we start our season, though? Who are we playing against? Everton, Norwich, and Man City. Okay, so that Man City game would have been huge on deadline day if Kulusevski had gone there, but Everton and Norwich to start off the season, not really that difficult. Norwich came up, and I believe Burnley and Leeds. I think, yeah. Burnley and Leeds. So we'll get to play against my team, Leeds. Hopefully lose 3 or 4-0. Oh, no. No. I do not want to look at this bid. How much money? 66.5. I feel like we are at a point in Mike Van de Ven's career where I can say he's £100 million. You couldn't say that for a centre-back, though, could you? You just couldn't. That would be a ridiculous fee for a centre-back. But he's so versatile. Real Madrid, we're going to have to negotiate. I'm only letting one big name go in this window if we get the bid. I'm telling you now. I'm not trying to replace everyone. But if Real Madrid did come and knock in for Van de Ven, you'd have to. Now, we're going to break records with the fee that maybe they would pay. But I just imagine that'd be too big of a gap. They're going to give us a sell-on clause. I like that. But I want in the 80 million area for him. Go 82 million. Again, I'm pretty sure it's a record fee for a centre-back. If it wasn't Van Dijk, was it Van Dijk that was 75? Someone was like 75, and I can't bloody remember who. But Van de Ven here, if I can get 80 million for him, that should be a record. I just want to note this, lads. I don't want to let Van de Ven go, but we can't ignore Real Madrid. The team they're building, they don't have Eder Militao in the team either, remember. He signed for Arsenal. So the tension's rising. Are they going to accept this one? They are. It's going to be 80 million. I need to see if it's a record. Okay, it may appear that I am an idiot. And in the time I've been spending trying to Google what the record fee is, which, by the way, is Vardiol, it's 77.6 million. The Van de Ven deal didn't get done. Can I just not read? Am I an absolute moron? And I couldn't read that? But yeah, I mean, he's still at the club, and I have no issues with that. We were going to have a nightmare trying to replace him. I want 80 for him. That's a record I want us to hold at 80. And if someone will pay it, then I will listen. 90 offers now for Alfie Dorrington, and most of them don't get accepted. I'm so glad that that's still in the game. Now, I do have to make a decision on one player, and that is Rodrigo Bentancur, and a decision on whether we're going to give him a new contract. And I think for him right now, he's too good for us not to enter contract negotiations. So let's try and get this man tied down. I did toy with the idea of letting him go, but I think he's in the prime of his career. And we'll give him a little boost on the wages. We'll give him a little bit of a nice chunky signing bonus there. And I think another 2 years at the club would be perfect. So that's 3 more seasons at Bentancur. I'm actually just realising, do I even need another centre mid? Because we signed Luka Modric. I'm paying him a lot of money. Maybe I don't actually need another centre mid. I have made the determination that Bergval's going to be added to the loan list again. But Gray, Bentancur, Modric and Sarr. Oh, I don't know if that's enough. Someone did recommend that we sign Dean Henderson as a backup goalkeeper. Maybe that's what we do. A good bit of healthy competition for Vicario. This guy has been recommended as well from Manchester United. He also suggested the Bergval loan, which we're doing, but could this guy be a good backup? My biggest issue, and this is going to be weird, he's 6'6", My biggest issue is signing this backup goalkeeper for Manchester United. Can't say his bloody name. How much would Dean Henderson cost? 12.5 million English would fit that quota. I know we don't have to do that for the Champions League, but I do like the idea of it. I'm going to go in for Dean Henderson. Why not? Screw it. Let's give it a go. Well, £17 million later then. And actually in taking rotation as squad role, I actually think this is a very good signing. Dean Henderson is going to be joining Tottenham. Whoa. Rashford's left Manchester United. And he's gone to Torino. I did not expect that. Real Madrid will not leave me alone. They clearly want a centre-back. And this time, it's my other centre-back, Christian Romero. Now, I'm actually way more open to this deal than I would want to be. But Romero, well, he's got his issues, hasn't he? The blood rushes to the head. He can make the odd mistake. Of the two defenders I have, Romero's not been the best. Not even close, to be honest with you, but I'm getting pretty close to Carlo Ancelotti. He's back in my office. Now, I actually don't want anywhere near what I wanted for Van der Ven. This doesn't need to be the most expensive. I also think it gives Romero a big opportunity to win a lot of trophies, especially the Champions League. I might have gone a little bit high on that one. Would they pay 65 million? Wow, they really do not want to budge. But I really don't want to stand in Romero's way. I'm doing it one last time. 60 million. I think this is fair. I know I'm bargaining here, but I think this is fair. Maybe I'll read it properly this time as well. We don't want this deal to fall through. Yeah, see, I swear that's what he said against Van der Ven. Maybe I'm just an idiot. It is late at night, but there we go. Romero, 60 million. I mean, that's a really good fee. And that's a really good club for him to go to. I haven't thought for a second what I was going to sign another centre-back. Now I bloody need two. Tell you, one player is definitely going absolutely nowhere, and that's Mikey Moore. We're going to reject any bid for him. Well, Bournemouth really want our players. It's going to be a loan deal for Bergvall. I like the loan. I think it'd be good for him. I haven't really given any thought still about the replacement for Romero, but the deal's done. 60 million to Real Madrid. I think he really does strengthen their back line, but we have Everton coming up in the not too far distance future. I really need to get a replacement in. We do get lucky though when it comes to Van der Ven. We have more bids coming in for him, but I can actually reject them now because we've had a huge sale. We have plenty of money in the bank. There's no way we would let Van der Ven go right now. I would, however, pay clubs to take Alfie Dorrington off my hands because he keeps turning all of them down. I really have to start looking then and thinking about who the hell is going to be our replacement centre-back. God, they've signed Diamonde as well. Romero and Diamonde are going to be a partnership at Real Madrid. Who did they have beforehand? Could I go for them? Do you know what? This is not the replacement you would expect, but I really wanted Taylor Howard-Bellis, and I'm going to go in for him. Young Englishman, shouldn't be applying his trade in the Championship. Could have his first really big transfer here. I think they're going to cost a little bit, though. I'm going to go 19 mil. They want me to swap Archie Gray with them. Well, no. I think maybe about 20 million. I should have known that. Anyway, it's English tax, right? We'll do 21 million. That's a reasonable fee. I don't know what they pay for him in real life. Now, Howard-Bellis may not be the quality of Romero, but finding a centre-back that is the quality of Romero would have been extremely difficult. And this guy has a lot of room to grow, and I believe he can be as good as Romero has been. Just might take him a couple of seasons, but we'll happily wait. We're building, lads. We are building the blocks. It's like a game of Lego, this. I think that looks like a partnership we can get behind. Howard-Bellis next to Van der Ven. I think he'll grow massively within a couple of seasons as well. Bid from West Ham for Richarlison. And I don't know if they're in like kind of a rebuild year. Fulkrug, maybe it hasn't worked out. They're a team that could be outside contenders European football, but I just really want to send him somewhere where he's going to get, you know, the crack at Champions League football. I can't believe it, but Saudi had the money to pay Alfie Dorrington what he wanted, and he's leaving. Thank God. The Alfie Dorrington saga is done. I'm so happy with that. Time to kick off the new Premier League season, then taking on Everton. Now, I'm not going to underestimate them. Everton was actually really, really damn good last year. And you'll notice already by this starting 11, there's not really any change. I was happy with our starting 11 for the majority of last season. Dunstall starts out on the left, although we will start to manage his minutes a little bit more this season. Brennan Johnson on the right. He's just nailed on right now for me, but him and Bakayoko are going to have this healthy competition this year for that position. I've gone with Bentancur and Sarr as my central midfielders, and Howard Bellis is going to get his first debut. The only new player in the team, I've chosen Vanderson once again over Pedro Porro. Read into that what you will. So as for Everton's lineup for this game, kicking off the Premier League, they started off on fire last time, but this does not give me a feeling of strength. I will say, though, Eric Garcia did end up signing for Everton. So we nearly ended up with him, but he's ended up with Everton. Now, to be fair, we nearly only ended up with him because of a swap deal. But I feel like we've been gifted a bit of an opportunity here to start the season well. I'm going to try and loft that one into Brennan Johnson, man. Imagine he wins that header. But yeah, this is a grand opportunity for us. You want to kick off your season as well as possible. And I'm really excited about the 11 we've got out there. Still so much work left to do in this window, though. As it's weird not having Pickford in goal for Everton. That's strange. Brennan Johnson charges inside. Solanke out into Bentancur. Into Son. Oh, I thought I'd worked it well. I thought I'd caught the goalkeeper off. Madison. Oh, I couldn't get it inside. Too heavy of a touch. Bentancur. Oh, my God. If I get that in. Brennan Johnson. Solanke back across. Madison. Oh, is he on? There's no way he's on, and this is the goal we score at the start of the season. On the chopping block at one point, James Madison. Now, 180, boys. 180. Oh, they're trying to slide that one in behind, and they've managed to do it. Howard Ballas couldn't get there. Van de Ven comes across. He did bulldoze him. How have we given away a penalty straight away after taking the lead? Mikey's missing Romero, so he thought he'd just do what Romero does. He does absolutely clatter through him, to be fair. Cario facing a penalty and saving it. Would you believe it? Oh, they found a bit of room outside now. I don't know who this Salai is, but Destiny Udoji's pretty special as a defender. And die again up against Van de Ven. This time he didn't just batter him. Bentancur out there to Brennan. Brennan Johnson. Can I cut inside? Oh, that's lovely. All the way in. Solanke. Son. I keep trying to catch the goalkeeper out with that. It's not going to work. Surely at some point I score a screamer with him. Mads. Back to Son. Ah, there we go. 2-0. I think we should be brushing aside Everton anyway, if I'm being honest with you. You look at that squad, it's not very good. It's just always nice that Son gets on the score sheet. That is just the nicest feeling. Oh, and Dyer's turned me. And Dyer's turned me. Oh, Vicario, I love you. Oh, no. And Dyer there, tearing through again. That's beautiful. I mean, he meant that. Every little bit of it. Howard Bellis. That is stunning. Have to see this one out with another goal. Whip that one over to Son again. Oh, Brennan Johnson. Oh, my God. How did Mateus get there to block it? Him not scoring there, though, is by no stretch of the imagination while I'm making all these subs. We're 2-0 up, and this is not feeling comfortable, but they've brought off and die. So I don't know what they've got going forward now, Everton. And I want to see some of these other players. So we're going to see Modric now for the first time. I'm going to see Bakayoko for the first time. And I've said it a couple of times. I'm managing Son's minutes this year far better so that he can be impactful in the games we need him to be in. Plus, he's just getting older. So you have to do that. Neil. Oh, Bellis has done really well in this game as Modric tries to cut that one out. If you were worried about his age, I said Bellis has done so well. What the hell happened there? If you were worried about Luka Modric's age, don't be. The man is still up for it. He's still pressing people. Like, it's it into Beto. Oh, that's why they've made the sub. I didn't realise they brought Beto on. Yoko running at the defence for the first time. Does a great job, actually. Gomez. Back to Solanke. Out to Bakayoko. Can I find a way through? Bakayoko for his first goal. What a save. Great win to kick off the season. Then against Everton. Was it comfortable? I don't know. But their team is probably worse than last year. It was good to get some of the subs on, but we still haven't really seen what players like Bakayoko can do. But we are managing our first team this year far better. Right, well, we still need more signings and we need another centre-back. And I am actually looking at Todibo. I think... he had the loan at West Ham, then he's gone back to Nice. I do like the look of him. I wish we'd have gone for Joe Gomez, though. I wish we'd have gone for him. I feel like that could have been the better deal. Silva's still there. Nkape's still there. But I think Murillo could be good, actually. Brazilian, 76 pace. Is he just a strong defender? Bruise a long ball pass. He's got a good pass on him. Okay, Murillo could actually be an option. Because then we can rotate 23... so he's still so young. we can rotate him and Howard Bellis out of the team. Instead of if we went and signed Todibo, you probably already setting your stall out saying Todibo's going to start for us. But I feel like I don't want that. Now, Murillo was recommended by one of you guys on the hashtag AskYorkies, so thank you very much for that. Again, I will probably highlight them when we talk about the player, if we're going to go in for him or not. Now, we have talked about Eze in this episode, so it would be wrong of me not to talk about somebody else who was suggested. Statement signings have been talked about. Now, I don't know if we're there yet. I think we're still doing, I don't know, signings that I like. The youth build, the rebuild. That's what we're doing. We're rebuilding here. Florian Wirtz would be a statement sign. But Florian Wirtz is valued at nearly 200 million. 150 million at the bare minimum. Unfortunately for me, it's just not something we'd be able to get done. Now, when it comes to strikers, there's still so many options. Gift Orban is someone who we've been in with in the past, as someone mentioned, as another hashtag AskYorkie. Make sure to get them in. And he recommends that we don't go for Vahi, which is absolutely fine. And we have signed him in a Tottenham save in the past. But Gift Orban could be a good shout if we decide that Velez isn't the man. But it does feel like enough of you think Velez is the man. Wow, I actually got carried away a little bit there with the hashtag AskYorkies. I wasn't going to do that and start going through suggestions that you guys have put in, but I just got carried away there after that Everton game. There was one more though. It was Lee Kang-in from PSG. Not really thriving there in real life. He suits as he's South Korean, right? So he suits some of the philosophy that we have here. He's a good player, boys. This guy is a good player. He is fantastic on the ball. I feel like he gives us the same problem that Orsolini gave us, though, with a worse weak foot, which is probably the biggest issue. Although now that we are playing two inside forwards, I think we felt it in that Everton game, we are getting more. Brennan Johnson is getting more involved in terms of front of goal. We really need to make a decision on what we're going to do with centre-back, and I actually think we're going to go in for Murillo. I think that makes the most sense. And then we can rotate between Howard Bellis and Murillo. I think this makes the most sense. It shouldn't be a ridiculous fee. Man, have I made Daniel Levy some money this year. I wish they didn't give you all of it, because it looks like, wow, you've got all this money. You should be spending it. But we've turned a profit. They want Richarlison. Nah, I can't bargain with Richarlison in this one. Richarlison to Nottingham Forest doesn't make sense. Let's go like 32 million. I feel like 32 million is a good fee. There we go. So 32 million, and we should get a deal for Murillo. Oh, okay. Perfect. Just like Howard Bellis, he's willing to take rotation. That is great news. And there it is then, boys. 32 million. Easy deal to get done, kind of. But he's going to be really impactful. And it does mean now we have three very good centre-backs. And then Vukovic, just for this season, being rotated. Freshly promoted Norwich next then. And we do have the exact same 11 as we played last time out. I was really happy with that performance. And as I remember saying there, freshly promoted Norwich City. We don't need to rotate just yet. So I actually think we should be getting all 3 points here comfortably. And kicking off our season with 6 points would be huge. Be nice as well in this one if we could get Solanke on the score sheet. Yet to score this season. Got himself an assist. Howard Bellis being played over Murillo today. But I have no idea how that battle's going to turn out long run. Self's an early corner with Madison. Am I going to have the height advantage in this one? I said I wanted Solanke to get a goal, and that will be his first one of the season. Madison now with the assist. I'm really happy that we scored a corner this early on into the season as well. Took us so long last time, and then when we finally did score one or two, we didn't score again. There's always Richarlison as well from the corner, so having Big Dom up there and scoring from a corner, that's massive. Now, I don't want to underestimate Norwich too much, though. They could cause problems. I forgot to show the Norwich squad, and I'm having a quick glance here, and I have to be honest, I don't know how well they're going to do this year. This is a very, very poor squad. They still have time. They still have time to get business done. I'm sure they'll try and do that. But the last transfer they signed in was a guy called Palmer from West Brom for 2 million. So that doesn't fill me with confidence that Norwich are going to be staying up this season. Listen now. Bit of space for him. Where was his help? Where's the help? What were you doing, Dom? We're actually starting to create space. And they found a shot there. And it's only one. So I have to remember that. Mendes to Sargent. He's turned Van der Ven. He's turned Van der Ven, who is very quick, so he could recover. Bentancur trying to find Brennan. Oh, he does. What a ball in to Brennan that is. Bentancur's passing range is absolutely insane. Why Solanke not making that run there. Sarah's made 2 of 3 big interceptions in this game. And it's so impressive. Heung-min Son over. It was the wrong choice. I was like, do I finesse it? Do I get it over? I thought if I can get Brennan Johnson with a tap in here, get his first goal of the season, get that confidence built up, because we don't want another Orsolini situation, and then that would be good. I am being told that Martinelli has signed for Liverpool. It's insane. Brennan's performing well, so I'm actually going to swap him and put him on the left-hand side and bring Bakayoko on, because I want to see what he can do. I'm also bringing on Velez for the first time. I know it's only 1 goal, but I just feel like the position we're in against Norwich, I should be able to do that. Johnson. Ball over to Velez. What a take! Oh my god, imagine he scored that. Got the goal from a corner. Opportunity to get another from a corner. Archie Gray loves to be available from a corner, but he can't score once again. Back-to-back big wins then in the Premier League. That one did not feel easy. That did not feel that comfortable. They had a few moments in Norwich, but who cares? You've got to win some scrappy ones, and Dominic Solanke being off the mark this season is huge because we're trusting him and Velez. What is this? That's not Dominic Solanke. Now, as we come out of that game, we know we've got like 7-ish days left until the window shuts. Really wanted to make a decision on Reinders. I still think he could just be a good idea. Modric's basically like a season signing, basically. Which does leave me with 3 other centre mids. But imagine we got a centre mid injury and I didn't sign Reinders. With Champions League football, and he's got Champions League experience. And he all round would just be the marquee signing for us. He is an absolute stud. There aren't many better than him, in my opinion, in that centre mid position. And he can play CDM and Cam, so he could play him at Cam if need. Screw it. You know what? We need a marquee signing. We need a big name signing. I really like him. You guys seem very high on him. I didn't plan on the Modric thing, so he would have come in anyway. But Modric's only here for a season. He's kind of that signing, right? I think he'll do some damage. He's going to be impactful in moments, but I really want a centre midfield partnership to just form over time, which could be Gray and somebody, could be Sarr and somebody, really, in my mind. And Reinders is the other guy, probably. He's so good. I ain't going to faff about this one. I know this guy's good. I'm going to pay 50 million. I'm just going to offer 50 million, which is what they said they want. They want Bentancur. Oh my god, they really value him, which is fair play. Let's go 54 million. I think, oh wow, man. 55 million. This is such a big signing for like Daniel Levy, stressing him out. But 55, I think, should be enough. Wow, they really needed the 500 grand. All right, yeah, I'm fine with it. Still leaves me with 180 million, and I don't know what to do with it or if we're going to do anything with it. But we're still going to have so much money. But the fact that we can spend 55 million and still have all this money is insane. And just like that then, lads, we have a new number 8 and our marquee signing of this transfer window. I am genuinely so excited for this, man. I am so excited for this transfer. Now, I've actually given this one some thought. Liverpool won the Premier League last season. Their only striker in their team right now is Cody Gakpo. They don't have another striker. I'm just trying to think about what they would be trying to achieve with this. Champions League football, just won the Premier League. This makes sense to me. And with the fact that we don't have much time left on the clock, and Richarlison didn't play well last year, I'm going to accept just under 30 million for Richarlison. I actually think if you look at our window, because this has actually been a traumatic window. This has taken, we're talking hours and hours of footage here, boys. This has taken a long time to do, and I'm absolutely loving it. But you look at how our window's gone, and I don't think it's bad. You see Romero goes, he's the big one, but you bring in 2 young, because we needed an extra centre-back. 2 23-year-old centre-backs, which have experience in the Premier League, and hopefully will just keep growing. You've got a great backup goalkeeper in Dean Henderson. Bakayoko, one for the future, both him and Brennan Johnson, and that's what we wanted out wide. Vucevic is the, 3rd choice centre-back now. We'll see how he grows, but 6'4". I actually really like the look of him. And then obviously, Luka Modric comes in, and the main man, Reinders, comes in and joins the team in the end. I actually think with this business that we've done, I know there's a lot of money left, but I do think there'll be questions in January of if we have to sign a striker or not. And that will be the expensive deal that we have to do, if we're being honest. Signing another striker is going to be the most expensive deal that we do at the club, and we don't need to do it right now. Velez, and Solanke will be the strikers for this season. So yeah, all in all, I think this could be the window. I think this might be it. There's still time to go. There's other players I definitely had my eye on, but I'm not just going to bloat the squad for no reason, as we are now going to see Richarlison leave the club. It's what he wanted, and we just given him what he wants. We do now actually have European football laid out for us, and oh my God, okay, I'm excited. So we have Dynamo Kiev back in the Champions League, first game back. Then Rangers, played them last time out. We have Barcelona, Tottenham Napoli, Bayer Leverkusen in here, as well as Athletic Club. This is going to be great. Monaco and Club Brugge to round it off. So 2 winnable games, you would say, although Monaco have a pretty decent side, to round off this competition. I am so excited now. I absolutely love playing the Champions League. We can't end the episode or this transfer window without this mammoth clash here at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City, a team wanting to push back this season. No Champions League football for them. Very poor year last year. We, Champions League football, trying to grow. We've got Murillo starting today, and of course, Reinders is going to be in the team for us as well. Now, this one could have early title implications. I accidentally skipped the lineups. There should be a way where you can skip all the handshaking, and sometimes I like to watch that to build atmosphere, sometimes I don't. You should be able to skip it. Now, Grealish, Haaland, oh my God. I don't know who this is, though. Okay. Having Phillips back in their team, Rodri next to him, Vardiol, Alaba, Diaz, Kabore. This is a really, really weird Manchester City team. I don't know what to say about it. They were bad last year at building squads. Do we remember, lads? Honestly, Man City last time were bad at building squads. I think someone at EA just hates Man City, to be honest with you. And this year, they've not built a great one, but there's still more than enough threats. People like Phil Foden, people like Haaland. My day is still going to be difficult. Is E on side here? And they're not going to keep up with him. That's frustrating. I tried to go the other side. I will take a corner. Early corner. Whipped in by Mads. And he knows where Solanke is. But someone who's as good as Edison ain't going to be fooled that easily. Oh, they found Haaland. He does have a bit of pace. And it's going to be Murillo and Van der Ven today. Dealing with him. Foden. Oh, what a save. Vicario. Anderson still stays in the 11. So the rumours will keep circling about what the hell is going on right now with Pedro Porro. They can circle. We're pretty happy with the Vanderson decision at the minute. He's been very solid at right back. Foden. Cut out. Oh, he runs straight into Van der Ven, but it works in his favour. Murillo now up against Haaland. He has to be careful. I thought that was going in. How does Haaland even get that shot off? Like, how in that position? He does. He just waits for the gap to open. That's so close. Whiskers beyond the post. All Manchester City at the start of this one, as you'd expect. We might be able to beat up on the smaller sides. Manchester City is a different kettle of fish. Madison now over the top there to Son. That's absolutely beautiful. Solanke. Oh, my God. Edison saved that. God, the ball sticks to Phil Foden's feet. Like he's got glue on his feet. Miles off. Oh, my God. It's nice to see the AI make dumb offside passes this year. And there's Son. This could be a big moment. Coming Son. Are they going to catch him? Cut it. Inside. I didn't get a good cutback. I'm not winning headers today either against Haaland. I'm just not winning them at all. Phil Foden now in an acre. Chidochi brings him down. He's on a bloody yellow. Don't be a red. All right, we'll suffer the penalty. Just do not be a red. What a dramatic moment. I don't think he's going to get another card. I mean, he clears him clean out. No need. Oh, Erling Haaland this time. Oh, my God. He takes that so quick. I barely had time to even react that Erling Haaland was taking the kick. And I couldn't even get the words out my mouth. But Erling Haaland makes it 1-0 Manchester City. I wouldn't say this is panic stations, though. Like, the project is still the project. I know we have a lot of money. I know we haven't spent massively. It wouldn't have been realistic to spend massively because if you met Daniel Levy, but I do understand that there's still way more budget there to blow. But I wanted to go with the spine of last year's team, and I want to keep building the youth, and I want to keep using these players. So just ignore that money is that. The business we did was good and impactful. Like, the team is going to be better for it. But in this game right here against Manchester City, this is a tough match. This is always going to happen. Sarr steals it again. He has been absolutely fantastic at that. My big issue here is Dominic Solanke's help hasn't been that great. How much longer this second half? I'm going to stick with this 11. We do have some great subs. Foden into Haaland. Oh, he's special. Erling special. Haaland makes it 2. and then break dances with him. Oh, dude, that was insane. That was such a good goal. I didn't think he was going to... I went beyond with Murillo. Terrible defending, but oh my God. What a finish, and he dances with a bloody mascot. Let's make these subs. I guess the big question is, will there be time for a comeback? We didn't get the subs on. So, they're not always instant now in this year's game, which does make sense to a degree. But, yeah, can we come back is probably the big question. I'm not sure the answer is yes. We do finally get subs going. This is huge. Modric on. Bakayoko on. Let's see what they can do. Big names here coming onto the pitch for us. Angel Gomez coming on as well, and I actually really like Angel Gomez. Oh my God, how's he defended that, Alaba? Experience, I guess. Bakayoko in over the top. That's a lovely ball in. He's got really good footwork. Can I find an opening now? I'm struggling. Hato, though, is going to be found, and then he's going to slide it across. I thought to Solanke. Now or never, really, with the goal. It is now or never. Bakayoko lofts one in towards Edison, basically. Straight into his hands. And, yeah, it's just been so difficult, this game against Man City. Honestly, the Norwich one and Everton might have felt easy. This one has been so much torture. It's Phil Foden and Haaland. She's got no answer for them. Reinders. What's that ball over to Bakayoko? It's actually a really good pass. Bakayoko. Footwork, but it's finding the right pass after. It's poor. We have easily just been taught a lesson. That's what a team at the top of the table looks like. We're not quite one of them yet. They just had so much quality, and I can't even tell you how annoying Phil Foden and Haaland together was. Here we are then on deadline day with nothing really for us to do. We've had a few insane bids come in. I had one for Son, one for Bentancur, PSG and Manchester United. I got no interest in them. I think we're just going to wind this window down, and then we'll take a look at some of the business that happened elsewhere. Because it did feel like there were a lot of big deals. So instead of looking at the date, we're not going to do that. I want the highest fees paid. Hang on. What's going on here? This is not the... okay. Never mind. So 103 million. They really used the Reinders money well. They signed Pedri from Barcelona to AC Milan. That's the biggest fee by a lot. Bruno Fernandes goes to Bayern Munich. Mohamed Salah to PSG. Gabriel Martinelli to Liverpool. Christian Romero, one of the biggest, top 5, right? He leaves us to go to Real Madrid. KDB went to Athletic. Like, what is up with Man City? They've made no improvement. You look at how good Real Madrid have made themselves this time around. It's crazy. But that's why we sold Richarlison. Because Diogo Jota had gone to RB Leipzig. And they were clearly looking for a backup striker for Cody Gakpo. So the deal made sense in the end. We're up there. We've got one of the big fees. So at least that's something for us to hang on to. Liverpool have made some big changes, right? Crystal Palace coming in with Kolo Muani. Holy hell. Wow, okay. Crystal Palace meaning business. But apart from that, I mean, there's some big one. They replaced Muani with Thuram. That's like not that dissimilar for like to like. But there is some decent bids here. There's some decent moves. Like, we're seeing some big players leave. Brian Brobby gets a big money move, but it's Fiorentina. You don't really expect that. Orsolini leaving the club, obviously. Club legend going out there. But yeah, loads of big deals. The Marcus Rashford one, for me, is still crazy. We actually looked at Ansu Fati, try and resurrect his career, but I just don't think he's suited us. But all in all, very, very happy with the business that we have done. I've probably said that about 15 times, but that's just because I'm super happy. Now, of course, with that Man City result, we are 7th in the league while Norwich picked themselves up. Do you know what? Norwich didn't actually play that badly against us, but 3 games into this season, there's not that much of a story to tell for you right now, apart from Burnley atop of the Premier League. Wow, I did not see that one coming, but next time out, boys, we have so much coming your way. We have so many games to play, and I'm going to try and get through a huge chunk, nearly get to January in the next episode. So if you like this one, if you like the format of this one, because this is very new to me, I don't know how long this video is going to be. I usually roughly know, but I recorded for like 3 hours after work right now. I know it's the transfer window, and I an hour, and it's just the way I do it. It's just my process, and I hope you guys enjoy the journey with me. I'm very happy with the business. I said it again. Let me know what you think down below. I feel like some of you might be harsh at the fact I left 180 million in the bank. We might need that come January. Who knows? January could be a very big month for us. Champions League football, all that goodness. I cannot wait, boys. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your support. I look forward to reading all your comments, and I will see you for the next episode.